Welcome to the first episode of the Sequoyah football pregame show. I'm joined here with head coach Rob Gilbert. How are we doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yep, awesome. So last year you lost a lot of seniors coming into this year. How do you replace all that sort of production?
Well, we're kind of having the mentality next guy up. It's kind of what we've been trying to do. These guys, the senior class, have always kind of taken a back seat to the class that graduated last year. And, during our little senior outing or retreat or bonding thing, that whatever you want to call it, they kind of come up with the slogan, "It's our turn." So that's kind of the same attitude that we're having is, hey, it's our turn. Let's get it done.
You sort of answered my next question, which is what is the off-season mentality? How do you actually put Welcome to the first episode of the Sequoyah football pregame show. I'm joined here with head coach Rob Gilbert. How are we doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yep, awesome. So last year you lost a lot of seniors coming into this year. How do you replace all that sort of production?
Well, we're kind of having the mentality next guy up. It's kind of what we've been trying to do. These guys, the senior class, have always kind of taken a back seat to the class that graduated last year. And, during our little senior outing or retreat or bonding thing, that whatever you want to call it, they kind of come up with the slogan, "It's our turn." So that's kind of the same attitude that we're having is, hey, it's our turn. Let's get it done.
You sort of answered my next question, which is what is the off-season mentality? How do you actually put that sort of mentality into practice?
Well, they've been thrown into the leadership role, which they're kind of not used to, and it's starting to take over, and they're starting to do that, make sure other kids are accountable. And we've been talking about, the two things that you can control is your attitude and effort, and that's what we're looking for this week in the Colcord and the rest of the season as well.
So we've already had two scrimmages against Adair and Grove. What did you see from that?
Well, I was really pleased with the Adair scrimmage. I thought we competed. Adair's ranked, I think, third in 2A. So I was glad to see that, and we scored some points and had some success against them. Sperry dropped us. They got a 0 week, so we had to find a scrimmage, and Grove didn't have one. And so we went to Grove. They're a 4A, 5A team, and they were a lot bigger than we were. And, we did some good things. We got to work on our passing game quite a bit. We had a little bit of trouble tackling and blocking in the run game, but I think that was just because we were outmatched. I think you'll see a lot different team this week against Colcord.
Throughout fall camp, Summer Pride, fall camp, and then the scrimmages, were there anything that maybe any surprises or anyone who stood out?
We've got a couple of young kids that have come on. We've got a couple of returning starters from last year in the Mullins and Luke Ryan, and we were really leaning on them on both sides of the ball this year, where last year it was mainly one side of the ball for each one of them, and they're having to go two ways. I think some of the young kids that are come on, the Weeks kid at receiver, he made even one-handed at Grove. He made 3 or 4 catches last week that were one of them was really phenomenal. We've got some young linemen that are getting thrusted into the action. So I think that's where we're at right now, is we're going to have to depend on some of those younger kids to fill in those gaps that vacated from last year's seniors.
Well, speaking of Luke Ryan, obviously I saw on the film a bit more of an impact in the running game on offense. Last year, pretty much only defense, I think, outside of the Verdigris game. How has he progressed? And is he the running back 1?
Right now, yes, he is running back 1 and linebacker 1. And we've been stressing to him, going both ways, you're going to have to be really in shape and condition. And we can spell him some, with the Bryson Nichols, who's had a good fall camp so far. So we can spell him on offense a little bit. But yes, he's going to be the main running back.
Going back to last year, your son Landon was the quarterback, multi-year starter. What was it like watching him in his senior year and then going on and graduating, and now Jake, your other son, as the quarterback?
Well, those two guys could be, they're totally different in just about every aspect of the game and in life. And one's serious and one's very funny and outgoing, and so. It's been a challenge, that's for sure, with Jake on the taking things serious instead of making jokes about it. But he's had a good fall. He kind of got banged up last week and didn't get to play much against Grove. I would have liked to really seen him get that experience in, but he got cleared yesterday and he's going to get to play this week. So I sure hope he has a good game. So.
Awesome. Well, when we come back, we'll have running back and linebacker Wyatt Mullins on the show, and we'll hear from him.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Welcome back to the show. I'm now joined with junior running back and linebacker Wyatt Mullins. Wyatt, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. I heard you had a busy summer. Tell me about it.
I did. So I went to quite a few camps. Started off with Arkansas Tech University. Then I traveled to Stillwater with Coach Fick. I'm missing a couple camps that I went to.
I heard maybe Purdue in there.
I got invited by Purdue, Florida State, and OSU. They all invited me.
What do these camps do for you both as a player and then as a leader?
So it honestly just shows me a lot of skill around the country. 'Cause a lot of people travel around the country and go to camps, and it's more like enhancing yourself. It's really putting in more work in the summer than most people do.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you are an upperclassman now as a junior. Where do you feel like you've grown as a leader?
So I've really learned from the classes above me, like how to treat the younger guys and not really be mean as some of the other older classmen were.
Awesome. And then on field, where do you think you've improved the most this offseason?
Honestly, I've improved my tackling a lot more. We've really emphasized tackling lately. And then, especially since I've been playing running back and fullback, we've just been really, really physical, working on getting on blocks, getting off blocks, reading butts. It's been really productive.
You were on Huddle. Your stats were listed as 74 tackles last year, which did lead the team. So where do you think, if you've improved the most at tackling, where do you see yourself this year?
Honestly, I want to get to high 90s, maybe break that 100 mark like some of us linebackers have done before.
Mm-hmm. At one of those camps, the Kansas camp we were at, You guys spent the night in the dorms. You had to bring your own sheets. Tell me about
the Pitt State camp. I brought my Spider-Man sheets. So I grew up with a twin bed. I finally got full a couple of years ago. And I just grew up with those Spider-Man sheets. And Mom was like, hey, we got those Spider-Man sheets sitting in the closet. You should go break them out for the Pitt State camp. But you know what else has them. So I just thought it'd be unique.
Awesome. You ready for the season to start?
I'm so ready.
Awesome. When we come back, head coach Rob Gilbreth will rejoin us, and we're going to talk Colcord Hornets.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey Eagles fans, if you or someone you know has a business and want to advertise on our Sequoyah Athletics YouTube channel, we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year with your help, our goal is even higher. To get started, reach out to the contacts listed and go Eagles. Welcome back to the show. We are rejoined with head coach Rob Gilbreth. We're going to talk all about the Colcord Hornets this week. First off, what kind of team are they? What kind of challenges do they present for your team?
You know, Colcord has been really good for the last 3 years, and that was mainly due to their senior class, last year's senior class. They're almost just like us, where they lost a really big group of seniors that had been playing for multiple years. So I look for it to be a very good game. I think the team with the least amount of mistakes is going to come out victorious. They do have a really good defensive end and a really good outside linebacker that played last year. So hopefully we can be victorious.
So given all of that, who do you think individually might have like the biggest opportunity to prove themselves this week?
Well, I think we're going to have to really fine-tune our blocking game. You know, we're going to have some big blocking game from, I call him Happy Gilmore, Emerson Gilmore, Asher Matter, Asher Evans, Jace Johnson. All those guys are not proven in the battle, and you know, we're going to have to really count on them up front, and that's where the game's going to be won or lost, in my opinion.
Usually in the first couple weeks of the season, there's a lot of mental mistakes, snap count errors, things like that. What do you do to combat things like that?
Well, and that's one thing that kind of scares us about playing Colcord is they've already played a game, and we just had a scrimmage. So that kind of gives us a little bit behind the eight ball to start with. But, you know, hopefully we learned something from the last two scrimmages. We've got the right 11 on the field at the same time. We've got some good backups that'll be prepared in case we get injured or need a break. You know, one of the hardest things for a head coach to do is get the best 11 on both sides of the ball at the same time, and we're still kind of working through that. That's kind of what these 3 non-district games, you know, preseason non-district games, you try to get that accomplished before you start district play. So we're kind of still in that, unsure about some positions, unsure about some backups. Hopefully they can get it done. We think they can get it done. They may not get it done. You know, Breyer hurt his knee on Monday of last week, and he didn't get to play in the scrimmage, so we're kind of scrambling there, and that throws, you know, Asher Evans into the mix at offensive line and Asher Matter. So hopefully we can get it done.
Last year in this game, it was a 13-12 loss at Colcord. How big is it to be able to open the season at home this year?
Well, I think it's a big home field advantage. You know, last year we had to go all the way to Colcord. You know, our kids they were culture shocked. Hey, it's a grass field. You know, I see cows over in the background. It's going to be a lot different when they come here. Hopefully they'll be the same way. Hey, we're getting to play on turf. Look at this stadium. Look at these facilities. Hopefully it'll be to our advantage that we get to play at home.
My last thing for you here, wins and losses aside, what are you hoping to see from your team this year?
Well, I think I mentioned that earlier. Attitude and effort. That's the two things we can control. We can't control who gets hurt. We can't control but those are, a lot of different things, but we can control those two things, attitude and effort. And I think if we do that, we'll be fine.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go play some football.
Amen, brother. Let's look up.
Thank you for watching the first episode of the Sequoyah Football Pregame Show. Stick around because kickoff will be in just a few minutes.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey Eagles fans, if you or someone you know has a business and want to advertise on our Sequoyah Athletics YouTube channel, we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year with your help, our goal is even higher. To get started, reach out to the contacts listed and go Eagles. It may be a holiday weekend, but I'm not talking about Labor Day. I'm talking about the sweet, sweet smell of football season once again. Welcome into the Pope Athletic Complex on the campus of Sequoyah Public Schools. Tonight, Sequoyah Eagles taking on the Colcord Hornets. It is set up to be a good one. Last season, Sequoyah lost this game 13 to 12, I should say, on the road at Colcord, and then rattled off 6 straight wins en route to a 7-3 regular season, and then losing in the playoffs at Idabel. Welcome inside the booth here at Sequoyah. My name is Britton Ross, alongside me my partner, as always, Dakota Jackson. Welcome to year 2 of Eagle football here on Sequoyah Athletics TV. Now, Dakota, that loss at Idabel really stung for the Eagles.
Yeah, it did, especially how that game started. I mean, we drove all the way down the field, and Sequoyah ended up fumbling at the 2-yard line, leading to a 98-yard touchdown return, and that kind of pretty much killed any momentum Sequoyah had going into that.
Pretty much set the tone against the Eagles the entire way. Now, new team and a new season. This team only returns 15% of the touchdowns scored from last year. And headlining that, new running back Luke Ryan is probably going to be the biggest factor, new factor you would say, coming into this team. But he knows that he's ready for his new position by having to cut a ton of weight over the offseason.
Yeah, I lost about 20 pounds to be able to carry that ball a little bit faster. You know, last year I was about 200, 210, and I needed that weight to go between the tackles. I have a lot more juice this year than last year. Last year I felt a little sluggish. I can really fly to the ball now.
And Bryson Nichols, he played a lot of mop-up duty during some blowouts last year, and coming in as a sophomore now, he's playing a brand-new position at corner for the first time, only 5'9" and 150 pounds, but he says he's still ready for the challenge.
It took a lot of work to get to this opportunity that I have now, starting corner. on defense and getting reps on running back on offense. So it just took a matter of work to get there, and I'm here now. Yeah, it's a lot because I only weigh 150, but I just got to put my head to it, and I'll just get it done.
And there is a ton of new faces in this Sequoyah defense, especially in the secondary. And we talked with defensive coordinator Scott Gatzmeyer about how he tries to keep all of the inexperience contained in a well-rounded system and to be able to have a short memory.
I tell them all the time, like, when a D lineman screws up, when a linebacker screws up, nobody knows. It's like when a defensive back screws up, it's a big play. And you got to have a short memory, and you got to preach that to those young kids. Like, you're in the spotlight. Grandma knows when you screwed up. So just a short memory and just have confidence in what you do.
And now the Colcord Hornets, they played a 0 week last week against Oklahoma Union, and that was just a game of their Jimmies and Joes were just flat out better than Oklahoma Union, a 60-14 blowout win. We're going to take a look at some of these highlights real quick, and you can see exactly what we're talking about right here. This is quarterback number 8, Gio Acosta. Now, he's listed at 5'7" and about 150 pounds, and he's really quick, and he's really hard to tackle. You see there a 19-yard touchdown run and another scramble right here.
Yeah, you're going to see pretty much, that's pretty much their offense is him and their running back.
Right here, their running back, Braxton Russell. This 22-yard touchdown run really helped set the tone. He's a really, really hard runner. He's 5'9" sophomore, but, he's a really, really hard runner. We talked with multiple coaches about him and the challenges that he brings this week. Last week, 21 carries for over 170 yards, good for over 8 yards per carry, and he also had 4 touchdowns on the ground. Now, thank you for hanging out with us for our pregame show. We'll see how Sequoyah can handle the new defenses and all the inexperiences that they have, and we will be right back for the opening kickoff.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
The Hornets have won the toss, and they will receive the ball first to kick this season off. Sequoyah kicker is Wyatt Townsend, who is a senior this year, who also plays running back and linebacker. He's a wing on offense. Excuse me, that's Logan Townsend. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this season started. Here we go, 2025 football season underway. That one will bounce out of bounds, and the season will start with a penalty on Sequoyah.
Ball's kicked out of bounds by rule. The Hornets will start at their own 35-yard line.
So the Hornets offense will come out first. Number 8, Gio Acosta, the quarterback, listed at 5'7", but Dakota, when we were out on the field, he was maybe closer to 5'5".
Yeah, it did not look like he was 5'7", but, I mean, the little guy could throw the football, but...
He definitely can scramble a bit, too. And
yeah.
That's 21 Braxton Russell behind him. And they pretty much exclusively have this pistol look, a little bit of motion from the tight end, and it is Russell on the first carry, and he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard.
That's a great first play to start the season. Looks like he got about a yard, but, yeah, good first play for the Eagles. Good penetration there to shut him down for only a yard.
And obviously that's something you love to see early with all the inexperience that we had talked about in the pregame show.
Good to get momentum going early.
2nd and 9. Acosta again, quarterback keeper running to his right, and he's met at the line again. That looked like that was Mason Weeks that was there first.
A great job there by the Eagles defense. We saw them run that little QB power thing, or sweep, I guess it was, with their running back as a lead blocker, and it was great success for Oklahoma Union. But not that time.
Bit of the 90s Cowboys motion there.
That was the 70s Cowboys, Britton. Come on now.
It's all the same.
Oh, no.
Here's Acosta back to pass, rolling out to his right again. Parker Eagle was held, so this play is going to come back either way. But with that being about 5 yards short of the line to gain, Coach Gilbreth may elect to decline this penalty.
And it looks like the Eagle defense really came out ready for that scrambling of Acosta. That was a great job to contain him.
Haven't seen any official word yet on whether this penalty will be accepted or declined. Referees are talking with Coach Gilbreth. Here's the official word. Ineligible man downfield was the official call, and it will be declined. There is a holding penalty as well, which is also declined.
Penalties were holding and eligible player downfield. Those penalties are declined.
And that is one of the drawbacks to having a scrambling quarterback is sometimes you'll see those linemen get a little bit undisciplined, or they'll just assume that he's running for it, and when you let the ball go, they're way too far downfield.
So Colcord will punt for the first time tonight. And it is Camden Newell who does all their kicking duties, and it's Mason Weeks back to return. And he's, if you can see right here, he's got a club on his hand, makes a cut, and tries to get upfield. Stays on his feet and cuts it back across the 50. I was saying he's got a club on his hand, and he's also playing the main receiver duties.
Yeah, really good vision there by Weeks, able to find the cutback lane and get upfield for great field position for Sequoiah's first possession of the season.
He's also their number one receiver, even with a club hand, and we saw in their scrimmages against Grove a few really nice one-handed catches.
Yeah, he's definitely can make the one hand work for sure.
This is Luke Ryan, the new running back. His first carry goes for about 2.
Luke Ryan on the carry. Gain 2 on the play.
And we're definitely going to see an adjustment period for this Sequoyah offense here. Going from so many starters graduating, and I mean, this is just a completely different offense now.
Well, I said in our pregame show, only 15% of returning touchdowns are back. Here's Luke Ryan again, straight up the middle, and a few more yards. This one closer to 4
Ryan
on his second attempt.
Near the 40-yard line. Officially placed at the 41. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, that was the Eagles' greatest strength last year, was running up the middle. But last year they had Tristan Gibson at running back. We'll see how they adjust with having to have a little bit of a smaller back in Luke Ryan.
This is Jake Gilbreth back to pass for the first time, and will try to dump it off to Wyatt Mullins, but can't.
Gilbreth's pass intended for number 4, Wyatt Mullins.
Just a little bit too high for Mullins, the fullback.
And that's another thing that they're going to have to adjust to, is having a new quarterback. Last year's quarterback, Landon Gilbreth's brother, Jake, is now the starter. And didn't get much playing time, but he did throw. He is one of the returning touchdowns from last year.
He did throw one touchdown to Mason Weeks in the blowout at Cleveland last year.
I think it was a diving catch by Mason, too.
I believe you are right.
Coming back to the ball.
And an early timeout taken from Sequoyah before this punt.
Interesting.
Don't forget, we have multiple concession stands open. The quarterback.
I wouldn't think that Coach Gilbreth would try and go for it this soon into the game, but, I mean, I guess you really never know.
And we want to take this time out to thank our sponsors, Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, and you.
As we get set, it does appear like they're coming out in a punt formation. You see Logan Townsend back deep. But you got to wonder with that timeout what they might have been discussing. Is there a trick that Coach Gilbreth's going to pull?
Well, at the plus 41, I'm a little surprised they're punting it at all.
Yeah, especially with the wind blowing from the north.
Here's Logan's punt. It's a high kick. This one will bounce in Sequoiah's favor and is down at about the 12-yard line. Make that the 13.
Ball is down inside the 15-yard line at the 12. It'll be first
And
down
our
for Colcord.
Sequoyah player to watch tonight is number 12, Luke Ryan, because it is his first game at starting running back, and so far 2 carries for 6 yards.
Yeah, and also starting linebacker too.
And on this side of the ball, Braxton Russell, like we said earlier, last week against OKU, 21 carries, 175 yards, 4 TDs.
Yeah, that first drive they used him for 1 carry, got stonewalled, so it's going to be interesting to see who gets the majority of the carries between Gio and Braxton.
Acosta throws it out wide to the tight end, Justin Robinette, who cuts upfield. There is a flag down, though.
Pass complete from Acosta to Justin Robinette.
And it looked like that block on the perimeter against Logan Townsend might have been, they might call that a hold.
Let's see here.
Call is holding against the Hornets.
So let's move them back a little bit more. And so far, I'm only about 4 minutes into this season. I'm impressed with this Eagles defense so far.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Right there, aided by the penalty. So it'll be really, really good momentum to build up if they can keep them down here, possibly even get a safety.
Number 11 is another name to keep an eye on, as Ryland Study for the Hornets. He's lined up in the slot. Acosta trying to bring somebody in motion. A miscommunication maybe. And now a timeout's going to have to be taken by Colcord.
Timeout called by the Hornets.
Yeah, he was really trying to get Justin Robinette, number 1, to go in motion across the line, and instead he shifted up. So for sure, early season mistakes for Colcord right now.
And fans, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoyah Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority.
On Tuesday, Adair makes the return visit. On Thursday,
First and 15, just about 4 minutes into this young season.
Will host Porter.
Robinette still lined up directly behind Gio Acosta. Braxton Russell behind Acosta. That's Camden Newell in motion going across. Now the Eagles react a little bit late. Colcord's still trying to make sure they're lined up correctly. There's only 5 seconds on the play clock. They got to hurry this up. 2 seconds. They just get it off. Acosta scrambles directly out to his right and is pushed out of bounds after maybe a yard.
Acosta on the keeper.
Yeah, there's that QB power or sweep again. And again, the Eagles do just a great job of containing it. You see Luke Ryan getting in there, pushing him out of bounds. And that's going to be a no gain on that play. So,
and after 120 yards and 15 yards per carry last week against Oklahoma Union, 2 carries, no yards for Gio Acosta. I like what I'm seeing, Dakota.
Yeah, Sequoyah has done a tremendous job so far.
There's another miscommunication, and Isaac Cagle's able to wrap him up in the backfield.
Acosta tackled near the goal line.
Along with a flock of Eagles, and there was a hard hit in there too. I don't know.
Let's look at this one again. Nope, never mind.
I think it was Wyatt Mullins who laid the big hit on Acosta, but I mean that's what you got to worry about with a quarterback of that small a frame is those big hits. We'll see how he holds up, and they line up in a shotgun formation.
Cagle got to him first, but Wyatt Mullins really laid the boom. Here's Acosta again, trying to bounce it outside to his left. He's able to cut it upfield and get just a few yards. But the Hornets are going to be staring down 3rd and about 4. Fourth and about
Bryson Nichols.
6.
Yeah, good job by Colcord getting some yards back, not having to punt out of their own end zone. didn't work twice to the right, so they went to the left.
Here's Newell to punt. Weeks back to return again and just lets it drop. Still on the plus side of the field, and it'll be at the 42, and the Sequoyah offense will make its way back out.
Punt will be marked down in Hornet territory at the 42-yard line. It'll be first and 10.
We mentioned earlier that last year's meeting was a 13-12 loss in Colcord, and Coach Gilbreth's overall record against Colcord is 0-1. It is really windy tonight. Coach Gilbreth said that they want to be able to throw it around a little bit more, but with it being so windy, they just may not have the opportunity. Here's Luke Ryan, and he's met in the backfield and is able to power his way for maybe a yard.
Gilbreth on the carry.
Yeah, it just looked like somebody missed a block on that one. It was two guys versus Jake Gilbreth, and Luke did a good job just trying to get 1 yard.
Yeah, that was Luke Ryan, number 12, who came up with it. This offense is a really hard one to figure out who's got the ball. We've pulled out the binoculars to try to make sure we get everything right.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection in this offense. You'll see the quarterback. One of their best plays last year was that little quarterback misdirection where he just turned around and spun to hand the ball off. So we'll see if we see a lot of that tonight as well.
And another timeout taken
by the
from
Eagles.
Sequoyah. So that's really, really strange. 3 timeouts taken total.
And
less than 6 minutes into the game.
Yeah, 2 by Sequoyah. I don't know. I mean, I guess with a bunch of young players, sometimes you don't get the calls in. The lack of experience can show up pre-play. So I wonder if that's kind of what's going on here.
And Eagle fans, support your favorite school with the card that donates to Sequoyah Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far. Stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. Second and 9 for Sequoyah on their second drive of the game.
Only 1 pass attempt so far from the Eagles, and here's the second one.
Jake Gilbreth finds Mason Weeks one-handed. Doesn't matter.
Silver's pass complete to number 10.
That's a really hard thing to do, to catch with a club. And Mason Weeks did a heck of a job to hang on to it.
3-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
That's a 7-yard gain on 2nd and 9. Excuse me, an 8-yard gain.
Eagle fans, it's 3rd and 1. Let's make some noise.
Jason Smart down at the very bottom of the screen. And that is Jake Gilbreth, who maybe gets to the line. That's Gilbreth's first carry.
No gain on the play.
He doesn't gain anything, so it'll be 4th and 1 for Sequoyah. And if that play doesn't work, I don't know what you pull out here on 4th and 1.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Jake, he's just a little bit more slender than Landon was last year, so those runs up the middle are going to be a little bit harder to come by, and it doesn't help that the Eagles' biggest lineman is unfortunately out tonight. So a little bit smaller offensive line.
Here's Luke Ryan, tries to find a hole, and I believe he stops short for no gain. He is.
Gilbreth on the carry.
Yeah, direct snap right to him, and it looked like he had a little bit of space at first, but that hole just closed up so quickly.
He maybe got a half yard and needed a full one. Colcord will take over again. So here comes the Hornets. There's a new running back now. Excuse me, no, that is still.
No, you're right.
Oh, there was a new running back?
Number 24.
Jules January. But that was Acosta on the carry, and he lost 2 more.
Tripped up on the play, lost
And that's the first time that we've seen January.
Acosta, four carries for 13 yards so far. Bringing Study across the formation and hands it off. That is January, and plows his way close to a first down, but it'll still be third and about 4.
Takes the ball to the 40-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 3.
And Colcord's got a little bit of a hurry-up, half-huddle kind of thing going. They line up in shotgun again.
There's Acosta, quarterback keeper the entire way. Makes a cut, and he's still running across the 50.
Acosta on the
that is a gain
keeper
of 16 yards.
Territory at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
So the 2 times that they've run it to the left, they've been able to get some big yards out of that QB sweep play. So you got to wonder if they've identified a weakness now in this Eagles defense.
I believe that's still Jules January in the backfield. It is, and he gets the ball again and gets about 3 more.
January again on the carry to the 41-yard line.
I wonder what's going on with Braxton Russell. We saw him pretty much all game against Oklahoma Union. But January's done a pretty good job since he's come in now.
Here's Acosta again. Has a ton of room over on the right side. Makes a cut and dives near the first down marker. He's right at the line.
Near the first down marker at the
and it will be a first down for Gio Acosta.
For the Hornets.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are starting to leak a little bit in that defense. Starting to give up some running lanes now.
Well, in the quarterback run game, you gain that extra blocker. Here he is again. That one looked like it was maybe more of a read play, and even for a player listed at 5'7", he's got some decent power behind him.
Yeah, he's bouncing off some contact and able to get 4 or 5 yards after first contact, which is pretty remarkable for someone his size, like you said. Sequoyah is going to have to pony up now. By far the longest drive of the game for either team.
Brings Newell in motion. And it's a pop pass to Camden Newell. Trying to sprint out to the left side, and he is plowed. Who got there first? Was it Isaac Cagle?
Camden Newell on the carry. Introduced by number 14.
Yeah, Bryson was there to try and wrap him up inside, and then Cagle just came flying in.
3rd down and 2.
Big hit there. It's now 3rd down and 2. Got to watch that quarterback sweep.
We're nearing the end of the first quarter. It is another quarterback keeper. He's dragged down, but not until he gets another first down. And Colcord is right at the 20. So it's a gain of 6.
1st and 10 for the Hornets.
Sequoiah's got to make an adjustment here pretty fast. They bottled up Gio the first couple drives of the game pretty well, and now all of a sudden he's starting to find some room, and he's a dangerous player in space.
And Colcord seems content to take this to the end of the first quarter, so we will step aside. Still scoreless after one here at Sequoyah.
Both teams scoreless at the end of one.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Teams will travel to the OKU tournament. And on Friday and Saturday, the varsity teams will be at Wesley and Christian for a tournament.
Back for the second quarter, and the Colcord Hornets have started to figure some things out. They finished that first quarter with 61 rushing yards, and 48 of them from their quarterback, Gio Acosta.
And most of those yards coming on this current drive.
We'll open the second quarter with the Hornets.
This is going to be the 9th play of this Hornets drive, but maybe this quarter break maybe gave the Eagles a little bit of extra energy to help cap this drive.
Yeah, they need it. It's really going to be big to see how this young Eagles defense is able to adjust to a drive getting put on them like this.
Acosta brings Jimmy Hamilton in motion. Acosta back to pass, and it is to Hamilton, but off target.
Well, they did have something there, but Hamilton, I think, turned around the wrong way. If he would have continued going more toward his right instead of spinning left, I think would have been able to make a play and get upfield, but the throw took him at an awkward angle the way he spun.
Jules January still in the backfield. No word on Braxton Russell. Haven't been able to spot him on the sideline. Here's a read play, and it's Jules January up the middle, and he breaks tackles and gets down inside the 10.
Jules January on a carry.
Yeah, the Eagles defense didn't get any penetration right there, and January did a great job reading the hole, made a move or two, and now they're really threatening inside the 10.
Acosta takes the snap, bobbles it, and he's wrapped up. Logan Townsend, Chandler Eagles back there. Who else is back there? Luke Ryan.
Acosta tackled in the backfield.
And Daniel Rozelle.
Ball at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that was a bobbled snap, and unable to get the handle on it in time to avoid the defenders was Acosta. So a good play by the Eagles to back them up just a little bit. Let's see if they can continue to hold.
Acosta bringing Ryland Studdy across. It's a handoff to January up the middle. Not much doing there, maybe just 2 yards.
January on the carry.
Eagles got to continue to penetrate that way if they want to keep him out of the end zone.
3rd down and goal.
But they've had a hard time this drive stopping Colcord on 3rd down.
Now it is 3rd and goal at the 7-yard line. Acosta looking to pass. Does pass it. It's the tight end, Justin Robinette, and he will dive into the end zone to break the scoreless tie.
For a Hornet touchdown.
Yeah, you see right there just a quick sprint out pass, and that was number 1, Derek Cole, playing his first high school football game. Trying to fly in for the tackle, didn't get his arms around him and just fell off, and that allowed Robinette to power into the end zone.
And Newell to attempt the extra point.
And flags before the extra point.
Offsides
against Sequoyah. So we will line it up and do it again. Dakota, what went wrong on that drive for Sequoyah? A 13-play drive after just 7 plays before that.
Well, I guess, they really just weren't able to get the containment on Gio as well as they did on those first 2 drives. And then whenever they bring in Jules January, and he immediately just is able to get through the Eagles line pretty easily. Braxton Russell still not in the game, but there is a weight difference, a huge weight difference. Braxton Russell is 5'9", 155, and Jules January, you could see on your screen, he's 5'9", 205. So definitely a harder back to bring down, and I think the Eagles just got worn down. A 13-play drive ending in that 7-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm using the binoculars to look over at the Colcord sideline. I don't see Braxton Russell anywhere unless he's in street clothes. I don't see a number 21.
Well, we saw in Week 0 against Oklahoma Union, Colcord had to play their backup quarterback because Gio ended up getting cramps. So early season, that does tend to happen a lot to these players. They'll get cramps pretty often.
Well, actually, no, he's out here on the kickoff unit. He's the third man he's right here, the closest one to your screen.
Yeah, so I wonder if they just saw a weakness in that Eagles line and was like, hey, let's throw a bigger back at him.
Here on the return is Bryson Nichols laying the boot.
Nichols with the good.
There is a flag, though.
Eagles out past the 40-yard line.
Look at this hit that Bryson Nichols lays down.
Oh,
on
wow.
Ryland Study.
Man, that's a shame there's a flag on that.
Do you think that sophomore doesn't have something to prove? That's a 5'10" senior that he just laid his shoulder into.
Man, all for nothing. But, yeah, that was a great return. It's good to see that we have that. Bryson has that ability in the return game.
To the 21-yard line will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Jake Gilbreth so far just 1 of 2 passing. And 1 carry with no yards on the ground. Here's a handoff to Nichols.
Nichols, the ball carrier.
And gets maybe a yard.
22-yard line, pickup of 1. 2nd down and 9.
So Colcord throws in their backup running it back, see what he can do, and now the Eagles are trying the same strategy.
Here's Bryson Nichols again, cuts up the middle and gets a few more.
Nichols again.
And we saw last year, Nichols, whenever he had to come in garbage time, I mean, he was fantastic. I'm pretty sure he averaged like 7 yards a carry in all of his runs.
And he had 2 touchdowns last year on the ground, most of them in blowouts. I guess both of them in blowouts. And they got Harrison Amos, a 6'2", 240 senior, to jump off sides. You can see it right here, this defensive end.
I mean, pretty much the whole line jumped a little bit. The whole defensive line did. That's a great use of the hard count.
Something we haven't seen yet that they utilized a lot last year was they would have an extra lineman set to one side and then shift 3 linemen and 2 wings to another side.
Yeah,
it got a bunch of teams to jump. Here's Bryson Nichols, makes a cut and turns it up to the 40. Lost the ball, but I believe Asher Evans was there to fall on it. No. Colcord comes up with it. That was 54, Jeffrey Morano.
Yeah, and Nichols, man, you just come into the game, you gotta keep the ball. You can't put it on the ground. That's a surefire way to get in the doghouse there. And so now the Hornets have their best field position of the night, coming off a scoring drive, so Eagles really have to show something on defense now.
And it's still Jules January, and there's a false start. This is Acosta getting upfield for about 8. But there's a flag, and that flag flew pretty much immediately. I was surprised play didn't stop here. Let's see what the call is. And it is a false start against Colcord, or at least an illegal procedure.
45-yard line, first down and 15.
I think because they didn't stop play, I think that would have been a too many men in the backfield.
Right, which would have been a legal procedure, or is...
I believe so.
Yeah.
Braxton Russell is back in the game at running back for the Hornets.
Which that's really interesting considering how badly Jules January was able to gash this Eagles defense.
Acosta keeps it. Now an option play, and it's too high for Ryland Study, and they're going to say that's a forward pass. Let's look at it again.
Yeah, you see that fake handoff, and then he had the option to throw a little bit of a quick screen out there.
Yeah, it's basically a triple option. Give it to Russell, keep it himself, or toss it out wide to the receiver and the screen, but just a little bit too much juice on it.
There was no one there, too. Study would have been running for a while. So that's a big missed throw by Acosta.
2nd and 14. Excuse me, 2nd and 15. Study in motion going across. Acosta rolling out to his right. Parker Eagle trying to chase him. Not able to get there. Ball comes out, and it's picked up by Sequoyah. That's Isaac Cagle. And the Eagles take it right back.
Number 14, Isaac Cagle with the recovery.
And there's an injured Eagle with his helmet off on the field, rolling around in pain. I believe that's Parker Eagle that's down. His helmet's off. That is Parker Eagle.
Oh, man, and that does not look good, the way he's writhing around.
So while they're checking on him, we will step aside. And want to advertise on our Sequoyah Athletics YouTube channel,
we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year, with your help, our goal is even higher. To get started, reach out to the contacts listed and go Eagles.
Round of applause for Parker Eagle.
Parker Eagle was the injured bird on that play, hardly putting any weight on his left leg. Now the Eagles did force a fumble. It almost looked like it might have been a forward pass. Like an underhand pass. We're gonna take a look at it to see if it was either poked out. Yeah, it was Wyatt Mullins there to force the fumble. And it was Isaac Cagle that was there to recover it. So the Eagles back on offense. Here's Luke Ryan making a cut and getting maybe 2 yards.
Luke Ryan on the carry.
That's Ryan's 5th carry, only 9 yards, less than 2 per carry.
Yeah, and on that, going back to that fumble, good job by the Eagles defense being able to force Gio to step up into the pocket.
Ryan hands it off to Logan Townsend. He's hitting the backfield, trying to find a hole. Can't find anything. Stays on his feet, and there he goes, trying to get close to the first down, and he's going to get it.
Logan Townsend on the carry.
What a job by Townsend keeping the play alive there. I mean, yeah, just a heck of an effort by him.
For an Eagle, first down.
That's his first carry, and he gets 8 yards.
Yeah, it looked like there wasn't going to be anything there, and
just reverse field and bounced it.
Yep.
This is Jake Gilbreth straight up the middle. Nothing going.
Jake Gilbreth on the carry. Inside Hornet territory at the 49-yard line. The pickup of 3, second down and 7.
Eagles get into Hornet territory for the 4th time, but still no points. 4 drives and they're able to get into plus territory each time, but just haven't been able to cap any of their drives with the score. Gilbreth back to pass, looking to his left. Pump fakes, now scrambles out to his right. He's got some room, takes a big hit down at the 44, and now Gio Acosta is down.
Oh, that's a huge, huge injury if he can't come back into the game. He is able to stand up. He might have got the breath knocked out of him. He is able to get off the field without any assistance, but he does have to sit out at least one play.
3rd down and 1.
But a good job by Jake, able to run it. That's his best run of the night. We'll see if he'll continue to keep that up. We saw a lot of that from Landon last year.
3rd and 2, it's Gilbreth again. Lowers the shoulder for the first down at the 39.
Gilbreth on the carry will move to
Another gain of 5.
Ball's at the 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Eagles.
Here's Bryson Nichols on first down.
Bryson Nichols with the carry to the 32-yard line.
Able to get 6.
Good job by Bryson. Coming back in, first carry after that fumble, and immediately getting positive plays. That's a good job by the young back, not letting the fumble get to him that much.
2nd and 5. Gilbreth hands it again. Big hit. That was Nichols again on that one.
Nichols again on the carry.
Yeah, and it just looked like Bryson kind of stumbled out of the backfield on that handoff. It looked a little awkward getting past the line of scrimmage, and he really didn't have a chance.
3rd down and 4.
We've seen a lot of Bryson the past couple drives now.
Eagles try to draw him off sides. They don't. Here's Gilbreth. Flag flies, drops the ball, and just dives right back on it. But there's a flag from the far side official.
There's a flag on the play.
It was 3rd and 4. So if it's on Colcord, it would be a first down if somebody was in the neutral zone. They did try to get somebody to jump.
Yeah, and it just didn't seem like Jake was too sure of himself on that run either.
I believe this one's going to be on Sequoyah, that far side official talking with the Colcord head coach, who declines the penalty.
Legal procedure called against the Eagles.
And that might have been that little bit of movement that you saw before the snap that Jake had. Might have called that.
And 7 from the
So Jake
35-yard
loses
line.
3 yards on that one. And it's 4th and 7. Now, they punted in a situation very similar to this in the first quarter. Are you surprised they're going for it now on a 4th and 7 rather than like a 4th and 4 or 4th and 5?
A little bit, but the wind is blowing against them, so that might influence the decision a bit.
Jake Gilbreth back to pass. It's Logan Townsend, who's blown up. A loss of 3.
Pass incomplete to Logan Townsend.
And the Hornets will
Lose yardage on the play.
take back over.
Turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's just that ball needs to be out way faster than Jake was able to get it out. That's one of those, that they're trying to run a little bubble screen there, and that's a catch, a snap, and throw, and Jake hesitated a bit too much. Gave Colcord plenty of time to react to Logan catching it.
Colcord back on offense. Handoff to Jules January, straight up the middle. He's got some room. A big hit from Derek Cole. January stands over him after he runs for about 17.
Inside of Eagle territory at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, Colcord.
Flag flies as Acosta rolls out to his left.
Acosta on the carry. There is a penalty flag on the play. Holding against the Hornets is the call.
So that holding will back Colcord up even more. After what would have been back-to-back really good runs from the Hornets. And at this point, I think the Eagles are just desperately trying to run out this first half.
Yeah, they are definitely on the back foot at this point. They haven't really been able to get anything consistent on offense. They've had a few splash plays in a row, but nothing really sustainable.
It's eerily similar to how this game was last year. Last year at halftime, Colcord led 13-0. The Eagles able to score 2 second-half touchdowns, but unable to get the 2-point conversions, and lost that game 13-12. Here's January again, gets back basically to the original line of scrimmage.
January on the carry, back inside Eagle territory at the 46-yard line.
And after that, gain of 10. It is 2nd and 10. Less than 3 to go. Acosta, another handoff to January. More room right up the middle, and it's Isaac Cagle that's able to bring him down.
January again on the carry.
And with Parker Eagle out, that's, you know, a starting defensive lineman out for the Eagles. Just their lineman depth's getting tested tonight.
Now a critical 3rd and 2 for Sequoyah, approaching the 2-minute mark. It's January again. He's got tons of room and a missed tackle, but still able to be brought down before gaining the first down. That missed tackle, I think, was Corbin Long. Excuse me, that was Braxton Russell on that carry.
To the 39-yard line. 4th down and 3.
And now it's 4th and 3. Russell lost a yard on that one.
It's 4th down, Eagle fans.
And I'm sure all eyes are on Gio Acosta.
Less than 10 seconds to snap it. And a timeout taken by Colcord.
Timeout called by the Hornets.
1:25 till halftime. We will step aside with them.
It's 4th down.
4th and 3 for the Colcord Hornets. Sequoyah desperate for a stop. It's Acosta on a keeper. He's met in the backfield, and he's going to be short.
Stand by the Eagles.
A defensive stand from the Eagles.
That's a huge play, and you saw there, that was number 72, Emerson Gilmore, he was the first one to get through to disrupt Gio's path, and
First down, Eagles.
the Eagles defense able to just swallow him up. That's so big. Now we will see if they are able to drive down the field. 1:17 left.
And something to note, Logan Townsend made a 42-yarder field goal last year. This is Luke Ryan, who lost a yard. No, that's Bryson Nichols who lost a yard, and now he's cramping up.
Nichols on the carry.
He actually lost 2 yards there. But last year against Kansas, Logan Townsend made a 42-yard field goal.
On the play.
And, of course, the wind is blowing against the Eagles' favor here. But if they're able to get close enough and put something on the board, they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, it's really key for the Eagles to get points on this drive. If they don't, that's really going to suck the momentum out. Well, what little momentum Sequoyah has anyway, they've struggled to gain any so far.
And a bad snap, and it's going to be recovered by Colcord.
Fumble is recovered by number 4.
That's
Sante Acosta.
Sante Acosta. What a backbreaker for the Eagles.
For sure. Man, that's just killer. That's deflating for your defense who just got that 4th down stop. They're all hyped, and then that happens. They have to come all the way back out on the field with an even shorter field than before. And there's 58 seconds. That's plenty of time with one timeout for Colcord to score again.
Jules January back in for Colcord. And it is a handoff to January up the middle. Spins his way down to about the 10-yard line.
January on the carry. Ball move.
It'll be 2nd and 1.
Line. 2nd down and 1.
And now a timeout taken by Sequoyah with 37 seconds left in this half.
And at this point, I mean, this timeout is more just to really rally the troops. You got to get a bit defensive stand here.
And Eagle fans, we want to remind you that Bank First is loyal to Oklahoma and you. And also, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider of Sequoyah Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority. And you can support your favorite school with the card that donates to Sequoyah every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000. Stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. 2nd and 1. Sequoyah desperate for another stop. Just trying to limp to halftime here. January gets the ball, gets the first down, gets into the 5. A gain of 7 on 2nd and 1.
Pick up the first down for the Hornets.
And now it's 1st and goal from the 5. The clock's still running. 23 seconds now. 20. Acosta sprinting out to his right, makes a cut, bumps into his own man, and is drugged down at the 5. Colcord's got one timeout. It was Isaac Cagle on the tackle. Colcord took a timeout with 12 seconds left. And I would think they only have one more play if Sequoyah is able to keep them inbounds and out of the end zone.
Yeah, so I think Colcord probably would want to try a pass. Tell Gio if it's not there, just throw it away. You might be able to get 3 plays. But for a high school offense, that's asking a lot.
Sequoyah's done a pretty good job of limiting the Hornets' passing game. Acosta is only 3 of 5 for 11 yards, but he does have a touchdown.
Yeah, but, I mean, this Colcord Hornet offense, that's not what their game plan is. They're happy to keep it on the ground, and besides a couple plays in the or a couple drives in the first quarter, they've been able to run it pretty consistently on this Eagle defense. And it looks like they're actually going to try a field goal.
That's a little bit surprising. I guess they just didn't trust that they could get a play to the end zone in time.
I guess not. That is super surprising.
Camden Newell in field goal formation.
So it's Camden Newell from about the right hash, not quite all the way. The kick is up, and it is good.
And the field goal is good.
10-0 Colcord with 7 seconds left in this first half. Dakota, what do you even say at halftime?
You got to get more. You got to get better at stopping the run, containing Gio, and then on offense, I don't know what you can do at this point. I mean, they've only had one drive go for longer than 4 plays, and they keep. I mean, it's just been. We got punt, turnover on downs, a fumble, turnover on downs, and then a bad snap. So, besides the first drive, it's been turnovers.
This is a lot of first game kinks.
Yeah.
And that's something that multiple coaches have said they'd rather play a 0 week
like Colcord did, because Colcord hasn't had these first game kinks the way Sequoyah has.
Right.
But they did a little bit last week.
Yeah. So
they were able to get just a little bit of things ironed out.
And I mean, hindsight, looking back at it, that might be the best strategy. With Sequoyah getting the ball back, it might have just been more important for Colcord to be like, okay, we're just going to go up 2 possessions on you. So now you can't tie the game up if you do score next possession.
Because last year, Colcord didn't score in the second half. Here's Newell again. That's Logan Townsend on the return. Barring a miracle, this should take us to halftime. He's got some space. It is drugged down, but no time left on the clock, and that is how the first half will end. Colcord leads 10-0 as we head to halftime. You can stick around for the band halftime show, and we will be back for the second half.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Drum Major June Gooseman, we present the Spirit of Sequoyah Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, another hand for the Spirit of Sequoyah Marching Band.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey Eagles fans, if you or someone you know has a business and want to advertise on our Sequoyah Athletics YouTube channel, we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year with
ready to start the second half. We're going to take a quick look around 3A. What a matchup in Sulphur tonight. The state's longest win streak, the Washington Warriors at Sulphur. You got Cascia leading Rejoice Christian right now. Fort Gibson leads Berry Hill 10-7. Lincoln Christian up 21-6 on Heritage Hall. The Cascia Hall score was 14-0. That was last updated in the first quarter. But, man, what a slate of games. You got Claremore going to Bartlesville. I believe Jenks and Owasso is tonight. What a week one.
Yeah, a way to kick off the season. We're really hoping that we can have some excitement for the Eagles to come back in this game, down 10-0. And right now it's been a little, it seems a little lackadaisical on offense right now. Just haven't been able to get anything going. So they're getting the second half kickoff. Got to do something with it.
The Eagles have 42 yards of offense at halftime. And they definitely are going to have to put a few more pieces together here in this second half. And a note is that I don't see Parker Eagle, who went down in the second quarter and looked to be in quite a bit of pain. I don't see him on the sideline or on the field right now. The sky ball from Newell, and it is recovered by Sequoyah and just falling to the ground.
Kick is fielded by number 40.
That was
Kessler Austin. Ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line.
And Sequoyah will start right at the 40.
That's a good job. That's a good job by Sequoyah there. We saw them practicing those onside kicks before the game started.
And the first carry of the second half, believe, is Luke Ryan. Yes.
Carry for the Eagles. Pick up 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
So that was a gain of 3 from Luke Ryan. Mason Weeks comes back in, bringing the play in. Second and 7. Jay Gilbreth spinning and met immediately and might be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on that run.
And the Eagles have to get a little creative, I would think, especially try to get some passes going. Only 3 attempts. They haven't ever really been a big passing team these past couple of years, but down 10-0, got to get something going.
So now it is 3rd and 7. It's Gilbreth with Luke Ryan in the backfield. Gilbreth back to pass, looking to his left, and he's going to be sacked. He stayed on his feet and is now thrown down by Jaden Brown, a 6'1", 240 senior. And now it is going to be 4th and very long, and the Eagles are going to be forced to punt after a 3-and-out.
Jake just unable to find anything. The line broke down pretty quick, too. And he was unable to get out of that sack. Not a great start for the Eagles offense.
Ryland Study back to receive the punt from Logan Townsend. Townsend took some contact. The ball takes a Colcord hop back to the plus side of the 50. And Colcord will take over at the 47.
It'll be 1st and 10 Hornets.
The Eagles 3-and-out and going backwards on their first drive.
And that was a really unfortunate bounce, too, on the punt. Already putting Colcord in really good field position for their First possession of the second half, already up 10-0.
Jules January in the backfield coming out of the half for the Hornets. Acosta back took a big hit in the second quarter. January powers his way for about 4.
Yeah, Sequoiah's done, honestly, they've done a pretty good job. I mean, only 10 points allowed. It's just whenever your offense can't score, it puts so much pressure on the defense. And Jules January has kind of taken over, it seems, of being the lead back. He has 10 carries for 82 yards.
Now it's 2nd and 6. It's Acosta on the keeper. He's got a lead blocker. He's met at the line of scrimmage and breaks out of Bryson Nichols' tackle, but can't get anything more.
And that's a good effort by Gio, getting out of that tackle again. Only 5'7", listed at 5'7". He has really good contact balance for a small guy.
And more power than I had anticipated. Last week on the film, didn't really get a chance to show off the power that he has in his lower body.
Yeah, it was mostly just scat bat running last week, but been able to get into contact a little bit more this week. Show off some strength.
Now a quick pass. It's a backwards pass, and it's wrapped up by Wyatt Mullins. No, that's Braxton Watkins. That's going to be a loss of 5.
And that play kind of looked dead on arrival as the Eagles read it pretty much right off the bat. They were right there almost as soon as he caught the ball.
And the Eagles force a 3-and-out after their 3-and-out. Mason Weeks is going to go back. He's going to be right at about the 10. Came to Newell, punts from his own his own 40. The snap rolls back to him. He's still able to get off a pretty good punt.
Really good roll.
And it rolls down to the 19.
Out of bounds at the 18-yard line will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
So the Eagles will take back over on offense at the 18.
That's a good job by the Eagles defense, able to force that stop. Now they just need their offense to do something. Drive down the field, get in the field goal range. They just need some sort of points.
Couldn't tell who's carrying that ball. Let's see who comes out of the pile with it. Looks like it was Luke Ryan.
Gain is to the 22-yard line.
So a gain of 3 from Luke Ryan. Here's Gilbreth again. Has a little bit of space and is able to get his way to the first down. That was actually Luke Ryan again. They look
Luke Ryan on the carry.
Nearly identical from here.
29-yard line, and that's enough for an Eagle. First down.
So another gain of 8 for Luke Ryan. The Eagles doing better this drive, Dakota.
Yeah, so far so good. Now they just need to sustain it. The consistent running just hasn't been there.
Gilbreth spins and is tripped up behind the line. Might have gotten a yard.
And that's that play we saw a lot of last year, that spinning misdirection play. It worked pretty well. More often than not, they got about four yards a pop on it, but not as effective, but still a good 3 yards.
So another 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7, and the Eagles just staying on pace right now. And I think, coming out of halftime, obviously you don't want to go, have a 3-and-out, but just staying on pace. 3 or 4 yards every time, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, stay ahead of the chains.
Gilbreth back to pass, and it's Weeks trying to make that diving catch, but just a bit low from Jake Gilbreth.
Yeah, it's really low, and, whenever you're bringing your arms up from the ground with that club, that's going to cause the ball to kind of bounce off. Really difficult thing to do, to go low with a club like that. We saw him during warm-ups before the second half started. He was doing a great job whenever the ball was on target during warm-ups. He was doing a really good job catching it with that club. Unable to make it this time, and so a big third down here.
Gilbreth hands it. No, he throws it, and it's dropped by Wyatt Mullins. Another low pass.
And I don't know if he would have gotten much on it anyways, as he had to stop to try and get that ball. Like you said, a low pass and a little bit behind him. And so, yeah, another short drive for Sequoyah. They've got to get something going.
They're forced to punt again. Study standing at the 44.
Logan Townsend back to punt for the Eagles.
Low snap, but gets it away. A better punt this time, and it takes a better roll for Sequoyah, and it'll get to the 45.
Ball will be down inside the Hornet territory at the 45-yard line.
And Eagle fans, we do want to remind you that Bank First is always loyal to Oklahoma and you.
Coming back out on offense now. See if Colcord leans on the run game still. I mean, I'm sure they will. 5:23 left in the third. Up by 2 possessions. No reason to get away from it here.
Acosta with Russell back behind him. Hands it to Russell. Makes a cut, tries to bounce it out to his right, and is drugged down, but not before getting close to a first down, a gain of 9 for Braxton Russell.
And that's kind of the first time all night that we've seen him able to fight through contact to get those extra yards. That's mostly been a lot of Jules January.
Second and 1. Acosta gives it to Russell again, and he's swallowed in the backfield. Who got there first, Dakota? Let's see.
Oh, yes. I think that was
Braxton Watkins who got there first, but
I think so. But Emerson,
it was hard to see.
Yeah, Emerson Gilmore got some more good penetration there to redirect them. That was just overall the defensive line got some excellent pressure.
So now 3rd and 3. Sequoyah looking for another stop. Gio Acosta is able to get the first down and a bit more as he goes out of bounds at the 43.
Yeah, Acosta, you just see how slippery he is. Every time he touches the ball, anytime he puts his leg down, he has great acceleration, great twitch to him. Really hard to get a handle on him, and if you try to arm tackle him, he's just going to cut right through it.
Four minutes to go in the third. Acosta again running to his left, cuts it back, and you can see the power behind his small frame. Still good for another 6 or 7 yards.
It really helps when he has his lineman, Jeffrey Moreno, able to push the pile along with him. But yeah, Sequoyah, ever since that first quarter, it just seems like their defense is weakened more and more against the run.
Second and 3. It's a handoff to Ryland Study, and he's swallowed in the backfield. I think that was Luke Ryan that got there first.
Were they trying to pass a little? Let's see. Look at
it. Looked like that was an attempted pass. That was Wyatt Mullins and Luke Ryan that got there.
Yeah, tried to break out a little trick play. Ryland Study is the backup quarterback as well as the starting receiver for Colcord. Yeah, it looked like he tried to bring it up to pass, and
Study's got 2 carries for -8 yards.
Yeah.
One of those being the backward screen play on the backwards pass. So 3rd and 6. And it's Jules January who's not able to get there. Make it 4th and 3. You can see his big body just giving out blows to the Eagles defense.
Yeah, it's worn him down, and I wonder if that's why they went to him for the majority of this game, as he's getting 4 or 5 yards a carry almost every time. In fact, he's actually averaging 7.7 yards per carry. So the Eagles, he's been a handful for him.
That inexperienced defense is showing. 4th and 3. Acosta back to pass. He's got an open man, and it's overthrown. Sequoyah takes over on downs at their own 36-yard line.
Turnover on down.
Acosta, you see them roll him out. I mean, they've done that. They're going to do that pretty much every pass play. As short as he is, he's not going to be able to see over the line for those traditional drop-back passes. So they roll him out, and there were 3 receivers in the vicinity. I think he was trying to get it to his top target. Ryland Study, just like you said, overthrew him. And so now the Eagles again have a chance. Got to take advantage of it.
And Acosta's only 3 for 6 tonight. And another snap that goes between Gilbert's hands, and he is tackled and lost the ball again. But the referees will say he was down. But that's still going to be a loss of about 10. And I just think that one might just be on Jake. That looked like a decent enough snap. I think he just took his eye off it.
Took his eye off. It probably was about to run or hand it off, and I'm really not sure he was down there. So that was a very favorable call by the refs for Sequoyah.
A favorable call that puts the Eagles back at 2nd and 22 from the 25. What a momentum swing after forcing that 4th down stop.
And that's how it's been all night. Sequoyah has been really good on defense at ending drives for Colcord, and then just the offense can't do anything with it.
Shooting themselves in the foot. Now it looks like a timeout taken by Sequoyah to try to regroup with 1:12 left in the 3rd quarter. And we want to remind everybody that Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoyah Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority. And as always, you can support your favorite school with a card that donates to Sequoyah every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far. Stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. So now coming out of a timeout, what do you draw up for 2nd and 22?
I don't know. I bet that's what that timeout was for.
Here's Gilbreth back to pass, trying to find something. Launches downfield. Logan Townsend had no idea that ball was coming to him.
Yeah, I don't know if – I mean, it just seemed like Jake was going to uncork it no matter what. And
You can see Logan Townsend right there just slowing up a bit.
That
He
ball
had no
was nowhere
idea.
near, and that ball was nowhere near him anyways.
And
he was running out, and Jake threw it like he was trying to run a post.
Or at least down the seam.
Mm-hmm.
So after all that, into the game comes Lucas Howard, I think, for the first time. Let's see what we got. Mason Weeks trying to scramble to get set. Gilbreth back to pass, looking for the out route, and it is dropped. That was Logan Townsend in his hands. Oh, Dakota, what a perfect play call.
And what a good pass by Jake. Real accurate right where he could, along the sideline. That was such a good pass by Jake. And unfortunately, Logan unable to hang on.
Started looking down at his feet, and now it's 4th and 22.
Yeah, and there's really no other option but to punt it.
And that snaps high, and the ball's going into the end zone. Logan Townsend picks it up, and he's going to try to run for it. At least it won't be a safety, but Colcord will take over inside the 10-yard line. At that point, just give up the safety. Just kick the ball out of bounds, give up the safety.
Yeah, but with the struggles.
You can see him unleash his frustrations there, launching the ball back toward the sideline.
Yeah, thankfully that's not. It was toward the sidelines, and I don't think the refs were looking, so they won't call that a penalty. But I don't know. That's really tough. In that moment, you're just wanting to do something for your team. I don't blame Logan for. That's a heads-up play to be able to kick it out of bounds for a safety there. So, direct snap.
Direct snap to Justin Robinette, and he plows his way into the end zone, making it 16-0 Colcord.
And a touchdown.
And there's only so many drives that the Eagles can give up like this on offense before your defense just collapses. They've been on the field way too much.
And the defense has given up over 200 rushing yards.
Yeah, when they're on the field that much, they're so tired. And this is all Colcord does pretty much.
11 passing yards.
Yeah. Why fix what's not broke,
That one's blocked, and in high school you can't return it, so it'll stay 16-0. Who got that block? I wasn't even able to tell.
I think it was Luke Ryan.
All right, and now we have another injured Eagle down on the field. They're trying to get up. I can't see exactly who that is. That is senior Braxton Watkins, one of the leaders of the O-line, D-line group. And as they tend to him, we will step aside. Braxton Watkins came off the field. Looks like they were treating him for a cramp, maybe. Hopefully, I think that's your best case scenario right now, as nothing is going right for Sequoyah. 16-0 as we approach the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been a really tough night.
They have 5 yards this quarter. They started this quarter with 42 yards. They now have 47 yards of total offense.
And they still have yet to have a drive besides one more than 4 yards, or four plays.
There's another sky ball, and that was recovered by Colcord.
Gio
Acosta came up with it.
Quarterback doing it on the kickoff team, too. And I don't understand how, I mean, they've already done it once. How are you not ready for that if you're the Eagles?
I assume because they're kicking with the wind, you assume that they would kick it deep because Colcord's kicker can make it to the end zone. We've seen it happen. But we also saw this in the pregame during warm-ups that they were practicing onside kicks and practicing that same style of skyball kick.
We thought maybe it was just for the hands team, but no, it was for the kicker, in fact.
Offense, defense, and special teams not on the same page tonight. Acosta takes it himself. Wrapped up at about the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Costa on the carry and the stop by number 14, Isaac Cagle.
Isaac Cagle made that stop. That's another just new face on this defense that I've been pretty impressed with tonight.
Yeah, he's done a good job. Been around the ball a lot tonight. Unfortunately, I mean, you would like it to be in a closer game.
We'll see if Colcord takes this to the quarter or if they elect to run one more play. They've got 5 seconds on the board. They do. Here's Acosta throwing it deep and in between the hands of Justin Robinette.
And that was a lucky break, as it looked like Robinette might have come up cramping now too. But yeah, that's a lucky break because Robinette got behind the defense and there was no one between him and the end zone. Could have been his 3rd touchdown of the night.
And Acosta came up slow. His offensive line had to help him up. Basically dragged him up off the turf. So 3rd and 10. They have to run one more play because it was an incomplete pass. Sequoyah desperate for anything. And that one's tipped by Logan Townsend. It's a forward pass, but that'll be 4th and 10. One of the best defensive plays we've seen tonight.
That is the final play.
And that's
the third quarter.
Saying a lot that it was just a tipped pass.
Yeah, I mean, Logan, great anticipation on that throw to get in the way of it, but as you said, it's just been a really rough night when a tip pass is one of your best defensive plays, if not the best.
All right, as we head to the third quarter, we will step aside. And we'll be back for the fourth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a lost cell phone brought up to the press box. If you're missing your cell phone and you can identify it, you can come to the press box and pick it up. Hornets in punt formation.
Colcord will punt to start the fourth. Mason Weeks won't be able to get to it, and the ball is down at the 25. No one's actually blown a whistle yet. Derek Cole picked up the ball. Nothing happened. Colcord touched the ball, and the ball should have been dead at that spot. Rhineland Studies looking around saying that he touched the ball. I believe it was Logan Townsend that actually picked it up and took a knee, and then he took a shot.
I don't know what happened there. Like, the referees just lose focus on what was going on. I think they are going to rule it down where it was touched. Yeah, they're going to rule it down where it was touched, not when the hit happened.
Yeah, so Sequoyah will start at the 26.
26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
And Sequoyah is still looking for answers. Haven't been able to get anything going on either side of the ball. Here's Luke Ryan, straight up the middle. And powers his way for 2 yards.
Luke Ryan on the carry.
He's got 25 yards tonight on 10 carries. If you're keeping up at home, that is 2.5 yards a carry, which is
not great.
Definitely not good for your starting running back. And that's just the way that the game has been. The Eagles have 49 yards, looking for number 50. Here's Logan Townsend, makes a cut, and will be brought down at the 32.
Logan Townsend.
And it'll be actually spotted all the way up at the 34.
It's 3rd down and 2.
So a gain of 6. And it'll bring up 3rd and 2. The Eagles have not done well on 3rd down, particularly tonight. Here's Jake Gilbreth up the middle. He's going to get right to the line, and that second effort will push him over.
Yeah, one of the few conversions that they've been able to get on 3rd down. But that's a little bit of momentum. Sequoyah just needs to keep it.
It's still only a 2-possession game. Here is Gilbreth again.
Gilbreth again on the carry.
And that is a gain of 9 on 1st down.
On the play to the 47-yard line.
So back-to-back plays that have been pretty good.
Yeah, and I think if you watched this last year, we saw Landon, the way he ran was so confident. And there's just a little bit of a lack of confidence with Jake.
Here's a throw from Jake Gilbreth. He's got a man open, but the ball's slightly underthrown. Did he catch that? He did. Mason Weeks, are you kidding me? What a throw from Jake Gilbreth.
Number 10, Mason Weeks with a reception to the 20.
Unbelievable.
Who needs 2 hands anyway?
No, I mean, Mason, just an unbelievable effort and a great throw by Jake.
And now a run with Luke Ryan.
Gilbreth on the carry to the 15-yard line.
That was a 32-yard pass.
The longest play of the night for the Eagles for sure.
Now here's Logan Townsend again. Makes a cut, and he'll be drugged down at the 2.
Logan Townsend on the carry.
Finally, some excitement from the Sequoyah offense. And Logan there with just a terrific burst and cut. So here we go.
Here is Jake Gilbreth fighting, and he'll be stopped short. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Gilbreth on the carry. Lost back to the 4-yard line. 2nd down and 4. 2nd down and goal.
So a loss of 3. And let's see what the Eagles do here. Here's Luke Ryan trying to find a hole. There's nothing there. Stopped short again.
Luke Ryan on the carry.
Behind the line of scrimmage, Colcord's defense is doing a great job stiffening up after that big play, recovering. Big play and a big run by Logan. They've recovered pretty well in these last 2 plays, so Sequoyah's got to pull something out. And they will actually rule that at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and goal. Jake Gilbreth back to pass. He's got a man open, and it's caught. In for the touchdown is Wyatt Mullins. The Eagles finally get on the board.
Great job on that rollout pass. Wyatt making himself open and then able to run into the end zone. A good ball by Jake. And what do you know? Passing yards won the day on that drive.
And now the Eagles will have to go for 2 to try to make this a 1-touchdown game. And now here is that shift that we've seen so much last year, and it drew the flag.
If they did it right, well, hopefully the refs do rule that.
Legal procedure called on the Eagles.
Yeah,
we saw that all year last year. I don't know. You can see Jake saying, I don't know either.
Ball moved to the 7-yard line.
Now you can hear him yell field goal, or at least we can here in the booth, but that does not make any sense to me.
That doesn't do anything for you.
No, you have to at least attempt to cut this to an 8-point game. That's a one-score game. I guess you can say that they have done really well on defense, especially, really all night. Only 16 points, and let's be honest, most of those points came because the offense set the defense up in a really poor position.
Mm-hmm.
Logan's extra point is good. So we will step aside and regroup.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
16-7. Sequoyah finally gets on the board and cuts into the lead, but do you think they attempt an onside kick right here?
I don't know. It looks like Logan might be. He's a little closer than he usually is to the ball.
Colcord scoots up a little bit. Here we go. Not an onside, but whistles. This near side official pointing at the Colcord side. I don't think the head referee had signaled his ready whistle. So we should just do this again. No penalty.
And does that change what?
I wouldn't think so. Because there was no penalty, I think it still would just be the same thing. And it is, and it'll just bounce out of bounds. The second time that's happened tonight. Only 2 kickoffs, and they've both been out of bounds. Dakota, there's been a long-running inside joke between you and me for the last, what would you say, 12 years or so? What was the old saying? Just kick it downfield and keep it in bounds.
Yeah, and we've been unable to do that tonight.
2 for 2. 0 for 2, actually.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's like a certain plan that they're trying to do. Maybe get somebody down there fast enough. I don't know. Logan's been kicking it too deep for anybody realistically, I think, to get down there.
And that was with the wind at Logan's back, so I have no idea. Or maybe they're just trying to completely eliminate the return game. I have no idea. Anyway, 1st and 10 for Colcord. Gio Acosta back at quarterback. He'll keep it himself going to the left. He's got a decent amount of room over there. And is thrown back after a gain of about 5.
Yeah, there's that sweep play again. Running back is the lead blocker, but yeah, 2 Eagles stood him up. That was Isaac Cagle and Bryson Nichols.
I know the score isn't exactly what anyone would want, but I've been pretty impressed with this really young defense from Sequoyah.
Yeah, they've done a really decent job of holding them only to 16 points with the positions they've been put in.
Here's Braxton Russell, and he's met in the backfield, and he stays on his feet, trying to drag him down by his towel, and they finally wrap him down. If he had just gone down on first contact, he doesn't gain anything, but instead he kept fighting, and he lost 3 yards. Now, unless I've done my math wrong and my stat keeping wrong, he's only got 4 yards on 5 carries after 175 yards and 4 touchdowns last week.
They have really leaned into using the big back, Jules January, who's at 11 for 85.
Now 3rd and 8.
And he's back in.
He's averaging about 8 yards a carry on 3rd and 8. They send him out of the backfield. It's Acosta all the way on a keeper. He'll get through the line, and he'll break free, and he is gone. 20-10 touchdown, Colcord, and that may be the dagger.
Gio Acosta with a 62-yard touchdown run.
62 yards, and the Eagles now have given up nearly 300 on the ground, if not more already.
And that's really the, I would say, probably the dagger. You just saw, I think maybe the bobbled snap might have affected the Eagles. They see the bobble and they get over-aggressive, undisciplined, and now Colcord's coming out in the swinging gate.
I have been a known hater of the swinging gate, even back to my high school days. I absolutely hate this. I think it's cheap, and I think it's dumb. Ryland Studdy cuts it upfield and does get the 2, 24-7. Colcord leads.
And so now that makes – oh, sorry.
Logan Townsend's got to be careful. He kicked the kicking tee, but no official saw it, but he was kind of right there in front of that head official.
The emotions are really starting to get to him. Coach Gilbreth giving him a little bit of a talking to. But
you can see it right there as we just panned off of him. But
yeah, I think that bobbled snap just got the Eagles undisciplined, and Acosta was able to just break away. There has been, if there is one knock on the Eagles defense tonight, I mean, they have been allowing a lot of rushing yards, but again, they're going up against a 205-pound running back, and their line is severely undersized at this point. But the other knock on their defense right now, there's been a lot of arm tackling. And you cannot arm tackle.
And you usually see that in week 1, and that's, again, just another advantage of playing a 0 week.
That's
the way Colcord has.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell there's just been way more mental mistakes on the Sequoyah side than the Hornets side.
That's something, another thing that they'll have to watch the film and clean up at practice this week, or next week, in preparation for game number 2. But it has just been a really, really rough night.
Well, next week we will head to the Kansas Comets, and you can join us right here on Sequoyah Athletics TV, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:30 pregame show. We would love to have you join us in Kansas, but if not, you can meet us right here. Logan Townsend fields it at the 38 and gets about 4 yards on a return. So the Eagles will start at the 42.
Townsend fields the kickoff return.
And you can tell he's desperately trying to do anything. And now he may be hurt. Gets up a little bit gingerly and now just sits back down.
Hopefully just another cramp.
But as they tend to him, we will step aside.
want to advertise on our Sequoyah Athletics YouTube channel, we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year, we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year, with your help, our goal is even higher. To get started, reach out to the contacts listed, and go Eagles.
Back to action. 6:21, bad snap, dives on it, and it is recovered by Colcord. Colton Martin, the first Hornet there, and the Eagles still cannot get out of their own way. That's, what, the third bad snap, third or fourth?
Yeah, Bryson moving to his right, and the snap was already like going away from him to the left, and there was just no way he was going to be able to get to it with his momentum. This is just such a disappointing night for the Eagles.
We again want to remind everyone that Bank First is always loyal to Oklahoma and you. Here's Acosta with Jules January in the backfield. It's a handoff to January. And refuses to go down and fights his way to the 21-yard line. A gain of 9 on first down.
And at this point, the Eagles are just worn out defensively.
There's pretty much nothing that Sequoyah's been able to do, but now also replacing Logan Townsend in the secondary is number 29, Christian Gill. Now that's a bad snap by Colcord. Acosta picks it up. He's trying to find somewhere to go, and wrapped up by Daniel Rozelle all the way back at the 43. Wow, that's a loss of 22.
Yeah, and I mean, still, Colcord keeps possession. So even when the Eagles get a break, it's not really a break.
And maybe even more importantly, that clock still runs.
Exactly. Exactly. They really needed to get the ball there, but Acosta was really the only one near it.
Now it's a pass from Acosta. He's got a ton of green grass in front of him. He's going to try to get some of that yardage back. He is wrapped up by Corbin Long. And it'll be 3rd and 8 coming up for Colcord.
Gain of 15 on the play will bring up 4th down and 8.
4th down and 8, I should say.
Just for Sequoiah's morale, this is a big 4th down. Got to stop him here.
Clock still running.
Watch Jules January.
Nearly to the 4-minute mark. Acosta back to pass, looking deep to his left. He's got a ton of green grass again. Still trying to find someone open. And now he is sacked. Nathan Ingram got there first.
Acosta on the keeper. Sacked after.
Now the Eagles take over again with 4:01 on the clock.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
But it might be just a little too late.
And Acosta had Ryland Study open on an out route, and he just flat missed him, scrambled toward him, but never saw him. The Eagles were able to rally to the football. Now got to get something.
Now here's Jake Gilbreth passing again, going deep again for Mason Weeks again, and he falls down. There was a ton of contact, but no call from the referee. And honestly, I like that call. That looked pretty incidental to me, but we're going to take a look at it again. What did you see here, Dakota?
Yeah, it was a bit of an overthrow too, but yeah, he was. I mean, they were both looking for the ball, and Mason was behind the defender and just tripped over his feet. No flag was necessary there. Good call. Good no call, I should say.
2nd down and 10 from the 29. And now it's a run by Isaac Cagle, which is his first carry tonight. And he gets
back to the line of scrimmage, brings up 3rd down.
No yards.
Third and 10. I don't think you have any choice but to pass it for these next 2 downs.
Now another misplayed snap from Gilbreth, and he just falls on it and will eat it. Back at the 18, a loss of 11. The 19, a loss of 10. And in the stat book, Jake Gilbreth, because of all the bad snaps and the sacks that he's had to take, that all go down as runs. He's got 12 carries for 10 yards.
Yeah, and overall, the Eagles' offense only at 106 total yards.
Here's a punt from Luke Ryan because of the injury to Logan Townsend.
Really good roll.
Punt will roll down to the Hornet 40-yard line.
Down to the 40. 2:23 left on the clock. And, yeah, really just nothing going right for Sequoyah. And as we wind down this game, make sure you subscribe to the channel because that really helps us out. And then also make sure you are following us on Instagram and X at SEQ1 Athletics to keep up with all of your Sequoyah Athletics updates.
And you got to think here, if you are the Hornets, I would just ride Jules January to the end of this game. You don't want to risk Acosta getting hurt. He's taken a bunch of big hits this game.
And they do hand it to January. The Eagles still trying to claw their way, but January gets a solid 6 yards on 1st down.
The 45-yard line.
That'll put him.
Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Actually, that's a gain of 5, so he'll be stuck at 99 yards for the moment, trying to break that 100-yard threshold. Colcord's nearly got 350 rushing yards tonight. Excuse me, 250 rushing yards, I think. Here's January again. Actually, I think because of that long fumble, I think they're closer to 200 yards than 250.
But now January's over 100.
.104 yards on 14 carries, nearly 7.5 yards each time he touches the ball.
And you see him chewing the clock now.
Just need to get this 1st down. It is January, and he is thrown down, but enough for the 1st down.
Inside of Eagle territory at the 49-yard line.
And that pretty much ends it.
48-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Hornets.
Now they can just take one kneel down and then the handshake lines. Now it is a long season, and this is only game 1, so very much a lot to improve on. And I think there is definitely potential there still. They did lose this game last year and was able to tally off 6 straight wins after that.
Yeah, really the most discouraging thing about tonight was really the offense. You saw almost no life other than that one touchdown drive and that pretty much they relied on a big pass play to do that, but overall the efficiency just wasn't there. Couldn't get the run game going, and hopefully next week they can fix some of their issues, those first game jitters, get those out of the way, and we can have a more competitive game next week.
So, Dakota, I know there wasn't a whole lot to work with, but who would you have as a player of the game tonight?
Well, I think I would have to go with Wyatt Mullins. He's the one that caught the only touchdown of the game, and we saw him flying around on defense a lot too. So, yeah, I would have to go with Wyatt Mullins.
All right, that's it, everybody. 24-7, the final score tonight. Again, make sure you subscribe and follow us on all of our social medias. Our next football broadcast will be next Friday at Kansas, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:30 p.m. pregame show right here at Sequoyah Athletics TV. And our next overall broadcast is next Tuesday as the volleyball team takes on Verdigris at the Olin Graham Fieldhouse. As the team says thank you to the fans, we will say good night. We will see you next time.